Hi everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. I'm Chandrika and this is Rika Life. Alright, so today we have another Whip and Yarn Chat session. I actually just finished, you can see it behind me there, this blanket. This was like a baby, I wasn't calling it a baby blanket, but now it is actually going to be given as a baby blanket. So for that blanket, I took a strand of the Karen Skinny Cake with a strand of Big Twist Value in white, and I used a block stitch. And now I'm making a second one like that. So the reason why I am making another one so soon after is because I realize I generally don't have any blankets that are suitable for boys. I generally always have ones for girls. So I just want to have one ready in case. So that is what I've started here. I'm using a mandala bonus bundle in the color Spirit. So I have used some of the inside of this already, but this is what remains. So it's shades of gray and then it goes into blue. And I am planning on adding in this Karen Simply Soft Blue. This is cobalt blue. So it ends with this color and then I'm adding this color after. It's not the exact same color even though it looks like that on the screen. This is a little bit deeper color and then this is a little bit a brighter color. The reason why I'm going to add that color is because I don't know if I have like 800 yards of this. I might, but it was a 1181 yard cake, out of which I'm not sure how much I've used. So I'm just gonna kind of see how it goes, and then I'll add on that color if I absolutely need to. Otherwise, I'll just stick with this. So feel free to grab a whip or not. We are just going to create this project together and chat. I have already started, so I did my foundation row. So it's going to be this wide. So I think it might be almost the same size as the first one I did. I just did, I didn't even count how many I changed. I just chained in multiples of 2 and then I added 4 at the end. I then did 1 row of single crochet and now I'm doing the first row of the block stitch. So I'm doing single crochet, chain 3, skip 2, single crochet. So that's what I'll be doing across here. And I think it is skip 2. It could be skip 3, but I think it's skip 2 because it's an even number multiple. So I'm gonna stick with that. And yes, so I am using a K or 6.5 millimeter hook. That's what I'm using right now. And so this blanket is also going to be quite plush. It's going to be heavier than if I just use the mandala, the Lion Brand mandala yarn on its own, because this is considered a 3 weight, like a DK weight, and the Big Twist Value is a worsted weight. So held together, it's making quite a dense fabric. And I'm so glad that I bought all these Big Twist Values in white. I must have bought like at least 10. And I used like 2.5 on that first blanket back there, and I'll probably use another 2.5 or so on this one. So I'm glad I have it, and I'm glad that I'm using it, and I'm glad that you're here with me. So feel free to pop into the chat and just let me know in the comments what you are working on today. I would love to know, and let me know also what the weather is where you are. Here in Texas, in Houston area, it's still quite hot, though I have to say the mornings and the evenings are finally cooling down a bit. So that's been a great relief, and I've been able to go for morning walks, which has been amazing. I'm just so excited for the fall. I have had a wonderful summer and I've enjoyed the heat, and now I'm ready for things to cool down. And actually it's really funny because there's a couple of trees in the front area of my community, and they're actually losing their leaves already. So those two trees think it's fall already, and the rest of the trees don't. It's really, really strange. That those two trees like have already lost half of their leaves, so I'm not really sure what's happening with them, but they're already losing their leaves, and I'm just like, oh, is fall coming? Like, am I missing something here? But I'm very excited to just have cooler weather and to be able to go out for walks, even longer walks, maybe morning walks and evening walks. I've been really good this week with last week, with being consistent with my exercise and just trying to eat better and not, just snacking and grazing all day. So the crocheting helps because my hands are busy and then I can't snack and crochet all day long. That's a big thing for me. So it actually does help me to crochet because aside from the mental benefits of helping with anxiety and promoting relaxation and all that stuff, it physically keeps my hands busy, so I can't do other things at the same time. I mean, I could try and get someone to feed me, but I haven't done that yet. So yeah, it's a 2-for-1, these are the added perks of crocheting, is that you don't stuff your face because your hands are busy, your mind is busy, and there's no chance of snacking. So I really like it for that. I watched a movie over last weekend, and it was inspiring to say the least. It was a heavy-ish movie. Okay, see, I've messed up something. There's 4 stitches left. I feel like I messed up something in the beginning. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, just getting a call on my phone. So now what? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to single crochet 2 together just to fix the end here. Instead of, let's just do that. There we go, quick fix. I just single crochet 2 together. Now I'm going to chain 3 and I'm going to turn. So I just made that first foundation-ish row, which has the chain 3 single crochet. And then now I'm back to the front of the project, and now I'm going to do my block stitch, which is 3 double crochets in each stitch across. So I'm going to do that now. Anyways, coming back to the movie I was telling you about. So I watched a movie over last weekend, and it was a little heavy, but one of the things that was really inspiring to me was just the fact that it was based on a book. And I feel like every time I watch a movie in the theater that's based on the book, it just makes me feel so, I don't know, it's like a very visceral response that I have where I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to write a story. You may or may not know, I am a writer as well. I've been writing for years and years and years. I have certain things published online. I have a newsletter I used to write in 2023. And when I watch these things and I feel inspired, or I read a really good book, right now I'm reading some young adult fiction. It's about like a 7th grader, but I just feel so inspired, and then I'm like, oh my god, I need to sit down and write. So I'm kind of mentally heading down that road. So let's see what happens over the next couple days, whether I do carve out that time for me to write. Of course, with writing, it's like so, what do you say? I'm not trying to say easy to do, but I'm trying to say there's access. It's easy access. So I can, I can write on any device. I can write with pen and paper. I can write anywhere, because if I have my phone, I could just, open up a Google Doc or something and just start writing. So it's very, there's no barriers, I think, to doing it. It's just really, honestly, becomes the mental block where you're like almost getting writer's block, and you're like, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? And for me, the problem has always been that I I skip ahead. I kind of, in my mind, I fast forward to thinking about getting something published, thinking about how something will be received, thinking about those next steps instead of just focusing on the beginning and focusing on the process. So this is a whole mindset thing for me, and I'm going to be working on that. And I think crocheting just helps me with all of that, because what else am I doing but working on the process? You know, when you crochet something, you're not thinking about the end usually, unless of course it's a commission or you're going to a craft fair and you need to sell items there. But otherwise, when you're crocheting for relaxation, you are doing it, you are part of the process, and you are just doing the steps. You know, you're putting in the time, you're putting in the effort. So I need to really have these kind of analogies or ways of thinking about things where I can make sense of them in regards to what I'm already doing. So, you know, for me with fitness and my health and all, it's like, you know, the way I haven't held back with my crocheting or my art or my creativity while I have young kids, I don't want to keep waiting for my health either. So I decided that, you know, I need to build up some consistency with my health, and I'm going to follow through with that. So in that same regard, I don't want to wait around to do writing and to do other things that make me feel, you know, just so good. So I'm going to be carving out some time and space for that. So I'm very, very excited for that. I would love to know from you what your other hobbies are. If you are like me, a fellow writer, or sorry, my nose is just really, really shiny. If you are like me, a fellow writer, or if you have another hobby, I think I have someone that follows me that also is into biking. So I think their username is something in pedals, something like that, like pedals, Pedals. I know a lot of you probably have other hobbies as well, so I'd love to know what your other hobbies are. My hobbies, of course, mainly lie within the world of art and creativity. This is kind of what I do best, and it's so funny because I went through my journals and all these planners that I had, and it's just like a trip down memory lane. And at one point I had a thought of maybe throwing everything out, but you know, my hubby also said, he was like, don't throw it all, those are all your memories, those are like so precious. And so I've kept everything. I kind of reorganized things in this room, but I have everything. And I've always wanted to work on a memoir, and I have worked on, I've written many passages that could be part of a memoir, but yeah, there's just so much untapped potential there, I feel. So anyways, I'm rambling, but there's just so many things I want to do, and there's only so many hours in a day. But you know, honestly, they say if you need to get something done, give it to someone who's busy, because they will make time. They'll figure out how to prioritize things. And that's the thing, is that I don't want to wait for life to slow down, because life really doesn't slow down. I feel like one thing happens and another thing happens, and you have a vacation, or someone comes to visit, or life circumstance changes, or someone goes back to school, or you know, your kids are growing up, or you get sick. Like there's just so much that keeps happening. And it's like, you know, when I used to talk to my therapist, I'd be like, yeah, this thing is coming up, and oh my gosh, it's just like overwhelming. But now I feel like I'm finally starting to be able to cope better with just changes, and with just, I mean, life is full of changes. When has it ever been constant? Never. So it's a constantly changing landscape that we have to adapt to. And I think it just, having these things, having these outlets, having something that centers you, that grounds you, it just gives you so much solace, really. And it gives you an avenue and a means to express yourself, a means to make sense of the world around you. And I think that's why I crochet, is just because of course, I love beautiful things. Um, but I really love making beautiful things too. And it's just this rhythmic process that feels so good, and the end product is so good, and it just brings joy everywhere. So that's my thing, is I just want to be in this space of joy and enjoying it, and creating that time. That no one has an unlimited amount of hours, but creating these little pockets of time where you can really focus on the things that you love within your crazy day. I mean, it just makes you feel so good. I've been listening to some like short meditations. There's like a busy mom self-care meditation on this app that I follow, and I love it. It just, 5-6 minutes, and it just like centers me, and it makes me feel so good. And I feel like, honestly, like, knock on wood, my anxiety has lessened so much. I don't really know what has contributed to that or helped it, but my anxiety has gone way down. I used to have so much anxiety before about everyday things, and now I feel like I'm getting better. I mean, I used to have just anxiety about sending my daughter to school, about like waking up early at 6 to get her ready for school would give me so much anxiety, and my whole morning would start off on the wrong foot. But now I feel like, I don't know, I guess you do it enough, and then you kind of build up some experience, and then you feel capable that you can do this. So I don't know what to chalk that up to, but that's just something that I've noticed that I wanted to share with you. So if you have something, a silver lining to share with me, I would love to hear it in the comments, and I'm sure everyone else who watches would love to hear it as well. After all, we are a community, and we are all in this together, and I'm just so blessed to have you all on this journey with me. I absolutely love reading your comments. I'm so grateful for all the blessings you send my way, and this is such a wonderful place to connect. I love being on here, and I love making videos, and I love being here regularly twice a week, and just having this time for myself, having this time with you, being able to reach out. I mean, I've had people messaging me from Ireland. I had someone comment from Italy, and of course tons of people across the United States. But it's just so nice to see people in other places of the world. And someone commented from Italy that they didn't have access to the same kinds of yarn that I'm showing, or the colors, and it just made me feel very, very blessed. I think sometimes we take it for granted that we have stores here like Michael's and Joann's and Hirschner's and all these stores and all these brands, and I mean, it's so beautiful. There's just so much beauty. The colors are so inspiring, and I'm just so happy that I have access to it. And honestly, it's a really, really fun feeling to go and shop in your own stash and to make things with yarn that you already have. I am so blessed that I've been able to purchase yarn and make all these beautiful things that are behind me. I'm just, I love it. I just really, really love this. So this is not something that I'm going to be giving up in order to work on my writing. This is something that will be happening in tandem. Of course, certain projects will get priority over other things, and when I need to record a tutorial, I'll need to do that. But as they say, the more the merrier, right? So when you're busy, just add in a couple more things, and these are all fun things. So I don't consider crochet nor writing to be a chore in my life. So I'm just getting started, guys. There's so much more to come, and yes, I think I'm going to end today's video here. I've made a little bit of progress, which I'm going to share with you. So this is what the block stitch looks like. This is the front of the work. So right now I'm on a double crochet row, and it's pretty dense fabric, and right now it might not look like a lot. It kind of gives like a stone washed look by doing the gray, sorry, the color changing with the solid white. It gives it like a stone washed look. I feel like that anyways. So this is a really easy way to just like use your creativity and use up thinner yarns. This was born out of necessity, where I was like, I need to use these thinner yarns. I had the line band mandala cakes. Those are thinner, a 3-weight. Then I also got the Karen skinny cakes, which I got on clearance at Michael's. Those are a 3-weight, but even thinner than the mandala. And I really wanted to use those colors, and I didn't know how to use them, so I decided to add in a solid worsted weight in white. It's been working out really great. I think this is I think I have done 2 blankets like that, and this is my 3rd. So do you want to see a tutorial on this? I mean, I can make a short-ish tutorial, just kind of letting you know the materials and things like that. Maybe I can just make a small tutorial and show you like a little swatch. So I'm going to put that on my list of things to do for next week. But thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I hope you have a wonderful crochetful day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.